Now you could carry your Arduino kit around in the black box that it came in, but that might be not the best choice. What I've got is I've got a little sandwich box here that I've built my Arduino into. It's got some Velcro that's holding the components onto the lid, so I can just take the lid off and I can keep all the circuits that I've made up on top of the breadboard, all connected to the Arduino. And I can keep other little bits and pieces in the box along with some wires and things. So this is the system I'll be using when I do my demonstrations for you. No doubt you'll come up with some better way to mount your Arduino and your breadboard so that you can carry it around with you in your knapsack and not run into trouble. So to connect it up, I take my USB cable, plug it into the Arduino here, and then I'll plug it in to my computer to the usual USB port. The power light will come on the Arduino, and also this signal LED that's showing me that what's going on pin 13. Now I've got a circuit hooked up here, and there are a few things plugged in. One thing to notice is this integrated circuit chip here. You'll get one of those later on. That's an instrumentation amplifier that we're going to use. Now I've customized my Arduino kit a little bit in that I've got these wires running out from underneath the board here. I've soldered them on to the 3 volt and 5 volt supplies from the Arduino and the black wire onto the ground. So I've got my breadboard energized with the 3 volt power coming to the red side on here, and I've marked that with a 3 just to keep me knowing what's going on, and the 5 volt side coming over to here. So all along the red line on this side I have 5 volts supply from the Arduino. I've marked that with a 5 to keep me honest again. The ground side, because we always need a complete return path from positive back to negative, the 0 volt side, the ground side, I've got attached to the blue line along the edge of the breadboard here. So all of these pins are connected together. And I've got this black wire here running across to that blue side. So I've got ground over here as well, 0 volts over here. So that's how I've set up my Arduino board to be able to do the kinds of experiments that we're going to do in the lab. And you'll see that there are a couple of things attached here, push buttons and resistors. This is some thermocouple wire that we'll get into in the temperature measurement lab. And this is a pressure sensor. It says altimeter right there. This is sensing atmospheric pressure, and we'll use that in one of the last labs in the term. So before you get started on the lab course, you probably want to get set up and do some test programming with your Arduino. Make sure you've got some connections. Now I could either solder connections on like I've got here, or I could make the connection exactly the same way by plugging into the 3.3 volt socket here. So there's 3.3 volts labeled on the board, and that's that socket right there. I should now have 3.3 volts on here, and if I connect that into there, I'm making exactly the same connection as I made with that red wire there. It's just one more little wire sticking up out of the board to get caught on things or get confused. So get your setup together, put it into a package that you can easily carry around in your backpack and bring to the lab, take home with you and do some programming, and not have to take apart your circuits and not have them accidentally get their wires pulled out, because that'll really mess you up trying to debug that.